Alright, thanks as always for tuning into this episode of Gears Tactics. This episode is, as always, done on the insane difficulty with no death. Everything, really, is in the description. Ways to support me, as I'm a small channel. I've got a Discord, Twitter, Twit, links to directly support, and there's a playlist for all of the missions. Alright folks, welcome to another episode of Gears Tactics, Insane with no deaths. Today is the Scavenger Run mission, Victorious Lightning. As always, going to try give you some tips and pointers and also just walk you through exactly how I did the mission. And just again showcase a bit more tactics gameplay as I've been enjoying it. So this time I've got an entirely different squad. The reason why I had an entirely different squad was every single person was travelling, which meant I had to create a new squad. Now luckily, because nobody's died, all of my other characters are sort of still alive and I'm a higher level, so I was able to recruit quite a few people into the squad. This is the first time using a scout, and we have the mulcher, and we have a sniper and another support class, as I figured that would be a nice balance.
Roger that.
So initially I was struggling to go down the right hand side. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm struggling to go down the right hand side trying to fight over this box and I keep dying.
You've got this.
So what I decided to do was do an initial really fast push and use as many points as possible. So you'll notice what I did was I pushed as far forward as I can.
Roger that.
I used redeploy and I used an empower to push myself as far up as possible. Now, the reason I was doing that again was to put some distance between myself, as this is definitely a hectic mission. You obviously have the bombs coming in, and the bigger distance you can put between yourself and the red zone means that you've got more room. As you can see now, she's deep into the red zone, which means she's going to have to push up. There's no other moves I can do. With the other ones, I can do some kind of interesting stuff. This was the first mission where I really began to experiment with the kicker tick. I didn't realise it had no cooldown. So you can kick it as much as you want, and it has no cooldown as long as if you've got the action points. So I kicked it and grenaded it from the side, and then I'm then going to push up with the scout here, throw another grenade and really begin to clear it out. Now obviously there is a case to the right hand side, but I was struggling to get it, so I decided to just focus on the left hand side and clear away with the sniper shot going down there. It was a risky shot, it was only 45% chance, but I was pretty confident that even if she missed it, I would have been okay for another turn, so I took the shot. So I've got everybody pushed up as far as they can go now. I'm going to take that box, or that case I should say, and push her again as far forward, sorry for coughing there, as far forward as I possibly can do. Then I was like, I don't want to extend too far, and I brought her back. And we're kind of set up now, we've kind of got the initial part over with. It's a bit of an awkward one. There's a lot of setup on this, trying to push forward. Now, because I've pushed so far forwards, all of these locusts are going to spawn to the left. When I was trying to go down the right hand side, they were spawning to the right and I was struggling. However, they've all now spawned in a group, and this allows me to sort of do a pretty cool maneuver here. I can kick this ticker. I can then throw a proximity mine with the scout. I'm really enjoying the scout, by the way. I think it's a great class. So then I'm going to kick the ticket again. So this is kind of a proximity mine with a double kicker tick. I'm going to back off here and I'm going to just overwatch the area. So when all these get moved, that will activate my overwatch. And then here's kind of the final play. I'm going to push Michaela up for 2 points. Then I've still got 1 action point left. I'm going to give her teamwork, which means that if she gets a kill, which she will be doing, then the person that gifted teamwork is also going to get some bonus points. So now you can see you can throw the grenade, which is going to kill the ticker, knock the locust onto the planted grenade, or the thrown proximity grenade, which is then going to activate my overwatch. So this was a pretty detailed move, and it took me a few attempts to realise I could do it, but it seemed to really clear the battlefield very well. So that's what I decided to do, basically. And there's one locust right at the back here, so I was like, I'll push up 2 points and use another point just to overwatch, just in case, because he technically still could shoot me. You can see here he fires but misses. So yeah, it was still risky. It was a pretty difficult opening section on this one. You know, some missions have easier ends, maybe tougher middle sections. I found the start of this was a bit difficult to really figure out what I was meant to do. So now that this Locust is in Overwatch, I'm able to flank around and give him the old chainsaw in the back.
Taking position.
You know, always, I've figured out that really you always should be kind of chainsawing if you can do it. So it just gives everyone extra action points. It's a one-shot kill. You can't miss it. So yeah, it's a pretty useful move. And here, I'm using sprint rather than running, because one action point is sprint, and you can get a lot further with sprint than a single action point of movement. So I was able to push way far up. You can see that's the move that I'm going for. I'm trying to put as much distance between myself and the red zone. And the reason for this is I actually got all the way to the end, and I was in the red zone so much that I ended up having to try get into the circle and fight like 2 to 3 people, and I couldn't do it. So I realized that the tactic is just to push way far up. Utilizing little tools like this, like sprint into cloak, is going to give you extra maneuvers. So you can sprint, move a sort of position, cloak, get an extra action point.
Go ahead.
There's tons of stuff you can do, and with the rest of them, I'm just going to push them straight up.
Heavy reporting in. Moving out. Awaiting orders.
So all 4 are in position, and I'm just going to randomly overwatch this area because I'm not exactly sure where they're going to spawn. So, you know, just may as well use my action points in a useful way. I didn't need to reload or anything. So you can see this crashed helicopter. You want to avoid that. That crashed helicopter on the top right is kind of bait, because if you go up the stairs to the crashed helicopter, you're going to get sort of, there's no right hand side, even though it looks like there is. You can't go around it. So you want to stick to the left hand side for this section. So yeah, there's a little tip. You want to go to the left hand side rather than fight over this helicopter. So we've now picked up that case. I'm going to move it back, and I'm going to begin to move my sort of characters and units forward as best I can. Trying not to overstay here. Trying not to overextend. So I am doing some more overwatches. Technically I could have pushed up a little bit further than this, but you can see because I've pushed up a lot, I have a lot of breathing room between me and the red zone, which means occasionally I can take a few extra turns just to maybe play safe, you know, set up some overwatches rather than go headstrong in there and get killed. Speaking of going headstrong, she popped up there. And you need to be careful there. So the reason that happened was obviously I was in vision, but they actually have height advantage. And on this game, when somebody has height advantage, they've pretty much got perfect accuracy. So do bear in mind, if you're looking at a set of enemies above you and they're on high ground, they're obviously going to have a lot more accuracy. So you might not want to poke out. Bring up the tickers. And this time I'm going to cloak. Now, I could have technically just walked up and thrown a grenade, but I wasn't sure if I'd have activated his overwatch. So to play it safe, I cloaked here. And I actually thought I had a grenade. It turns out I didn't. So I've just got a proximity mine. So I figured, well, that'll do. You know, I'll proximity mine him. At least he can't move. And I'll push up. And with the remainder of my units, I'm going to try and get them into a bit of a safer position. And, you know, yeah, basically activate redeploy here and get her way around the wall. So the reason I'm doing this is I felt like if I left her further back, she might not be able to ever catch back up with the group, whereas now seems like a good time to redeploy, which basically gives you like 5 movement points, because it's 2 movement points, then you redeploy, then you get 3. So I figured with this turn I'd just move all my characters to the left. Said if you go to the right hand side where this helicopter is on your screen there, this ticker, it just ends badly, so I wouldn't recommend that. So I'm gonna continue to move around the left hand side. The reason I'm doing this is I've obviously got this wall, this ledge above me protecting me, which means they can't just shoot directly down on me. The case is also to the left here, which I'm going to push up. Now, I wasn't sure if picking up the case removed the cloak, which would have left me exposed. So I didn't pick up the case. I just left it there. So I'm making my way to the left-hand side here. And I'm trying to keep all of my units close together because they all need to be in the extraction zone. So that's kind of why I'm not taking too many, you know, super aggressive pushes. I'm just playing it kind of slow here. I'm going to grenade this locust to remove its overwatch, because then I can move all my characters freely. So I'm going to remove the overwatch. And now I was thinking, what can I do? Well, I'll just kill it. Then I don't have to worry about a locust behind me. Because the more things you have to worry about on tactics, you just get in trouble. So I decided to kill the locust, pick up the box, and cloak and move forwards in cloak. And get myself closer to that extraction point. And with these characters, I didn't want them coming down these stairs and potentially shooting me. So I just hid, and I just hoped that he wouldn't walk down the stairs. It was still risky, but kind of it paid off. So I just ended the turn.
They're making a move.
So the tickers are coming in. You can see the red zone's moving way up here. Way up. Got 2 tickers, and I've got an overwatch stopping me climbing up these stairs, and I can't go around the stairs because I don't have enough action points, so I need to remove his overwatch. So I'm going to use a grenade to knock out his overwatch, and now I can simply put everybody in the zone. Everyone has enough distance to get in the zone, and that's mission complete. Kind of an interesting one. This one was very much push to the left hand side and keep pushing, because this zones move very fast. So hopefully that helped you out. Hopefully you're enjoying the series. If you are, leave a like and a comment. Consider subscribing, checking it out live on twitch.tv/GGZii. Thanks very much.